Hey folks, I get it when you're standing in the shop with a slab of mild steel and a pile of project ideas. The thought of buying a big-ticket cutting machine can feel like a gamble. You're wondering if you're going to spend a few $1,000s on something that will sit idle most weeks, or if you'll finally have the tool that actually lets you turn those designs into reality without constantly renting shop time. If you want to check the product details on Amazon, the link is in the description. Let's walk through what this dual-technology CNC cutting system actually brings to the table, who will find it a genuine time-saver, and who might be better off looking elsewhere. First off, what makes this machine different is that it combines plasma cutting and Oxyfuel flame cutting in a single frame. In practice, that means you can switch between a precise, fast plasma cut for thin sheet metal and a slower but deeper Oxyfuel cut when you need to slice through thicker plate, something you usually only see in a full-size industrial shop. The unit is advertised as portable, and it does fold down enough to fit through a standard 4-foot door, so you can move it from a garage to a rented workshop without a forklift. That portability is a real benefit if you're a contractor who hops between job sites, or a hobbyist who only has a small shop space. Now, let's talk about the actual setup. The machine arrives as a frame with two mounting plates, one for the plasma torch and one for the Oxyfuel torch. The control box is a separate unit that houses the CNC controller, a basic code interpreter, and a foot pedal for manual feed if you ever want to ditch the automation. You'll need a reliable power source, 220V for plasma, plus a separate gas supply for the flame side, so the first hidden trade-off is the infrastructure requirement. If you're used to running a standard bench drill on 110V, you'll need to upgrade your outlet or bring a generator. For many hobbyists, that adds an extra cost and a bit of planning. Assuming you have the power and gas lines in place, the learning curve is surprisingly gentle. The machine comes with a simple software package that lets you import a DXF file, set the material thickness, and pick the cutting mode. The plasma side cuts at about 3 mm per pass, which is plenty for most sheet metal projects, think brackets, decorative panels, or custom signage. The Oxyfuel side, on the other hand, shines when you need to cut 12 mm or thicker plate, something plasma would struggle with without multiple passes. In my own test, cutting a 15 mm steel plate with the flame torch took about 3 minutes, and the edge was clean enough that a light grind removed any minor oxidation. That's a practical win for people who need to do occasional heavy-duty cuts but don't want to rent a full CNC plasma cutter. One of the biggest strengths of this dual system is the flexibility it gives you on a single budget. If you're a small fabricator, you can run a single job from start to finish plasma for the intricate cuts, then flip to flame for the thick sections without swapping machines or outsourcing the heavy work. The precision rating is decent. The CNC controller holds position to within a few millimeters, which is fine for most mechanical parts but might be borderline if you're machining aerospace-grade components that need sub-millimeter accuracy. In those cases, a higher-end CNC would be necessary, but for a garage-based shop the accuracy hits the sweet spot between cost and capability. On the downside, the portable claim has limits. The frame is sturdy, but at full size, 1.32.5 m, it's still a sizable piece of equipment. Moving it frequently will require at least 2 people and a set of dollies. The machine also lacks a built-in dust extraction system, so you'll have to manage metal particulates yourself, something to keep in mind if you have a tight workshop environment. Another practical weakness is the gas consumption. Oxyfuel cutting uses a steady flow of oxygen and acetylene, and on larger cuts the tank depletion can be faster than you expect. Budget-conscious buyers should factor in the ongoing cost of gas refills, which can add up over months of heavy use. Who should buy this? If you're a small business metal fabricator, a serious hobbyist who already has a plasma cutter and wants to add thick plate capability without buying a second machine, or a contractor who needs to travel between sites and appreciates the ability to set up a versatile cutter in a limited space, this unit is a strong contender. The combination of plasma and flame in one package saves you the hassle of maintaining 2 separate systems, and the CNC interface lets you automate repetitive cuts, freeing up time for design work. Who should skip it? If your work is limited to thin-gauge sheet metal, under 5 mm, and you already own a reliable plasma cutter, the added flame capability may be unnecessary overhead. Also, if you lack the power infrastructure, no 220V outlet, no easy access to gas cylinders, or you're operating in a very small workshop without